Hey everyone, it's Todd Nauck again, back to bring another one of my speed drawing videos. Um, as it said there in the opening, this is a drawing of Carol Danvers as the new Captain Marvel, and I'm doing this for the New York Comic Con charity auction to benefit the St. Jude's Children's Hospital. Um, so I'm going to take you through the five stages here. We've already done the first stage there, the initial sketch. I do the smaller sketch to help keep all the shapes and forms more encapsulated and try to work out the problem areas. Take that sketch, I scan it into Photoshop, blow it up to 11 by 17, print that out on 11 by 17 paper, take that paper and the Bristol board here to the light box and transfer all the structure lines onto the board. So I've already got that part taken care of for me, so then I can just go in and do the type pencils here in stage two. So it kind of frees me up to shave off a little time because I've figured out the structure of the character in a much smaller form that transferring those shapes and lines onto the light box allows me to focus on putting in the finer detail, especially here on the face and the hair, which started off just as just simple breakdowns. I'm able to put in the much finer detail here in the larger form. And I apologize, this video has to be so fast. I tried to have it a little bit slower, but it was too long for YouTube's policies. It was like a 15-minute video, so I had to speed it up even faster to get it under the 10 minutes. I guess that is necessary to post video. So here's a scan of the tighter pencils, and I thought I'd throw this into the video just so y'all can see kind of what that looks like. Now I come in here with the watercolors. I had for a while been doing a process of pencils, then do the colors, then doing the inks because I feared that the inks would smudge. I tend to use Pigment Micron markers, and I know that Sharpie markers definitely, from my experience, can smear when you get a kind of a wet type of medium, whether it be a marker like a sketch marker or watercolors here. So I wasn't sure about the Copics, or the Pigment Micron markers, I should say. So I have since learned that they do just fine. So with a wet medium coming in on top of them. So I've now since changed that process, but here I'm doing the colors over my fairly tight pencils, so I know where all the shapes are going to be. I don't know if you've noticed here, but I'm picking out a white or a light source and using the white of the board as a almost an extra color in the piece, coming in and leaving those shapes open to create a sense of highlight on the figure and giving the eye more to play with. It's fun to work with the watercolor because it is very malleable and you can move it around. You can create different shapes with the brush tip, which has been a fun challenge to get comfortable with and familiar with, and letting the shapes come from the brush tip and not really trying to draw them out, but just letting the shape come as I apply the brush to the board with the pressure necessary, more or less pressure to get the desired shape, and letting the fluidity or the naturalness of the shape come through can be really fun for the eye to play with. So now going into the bodysuit here, I'm laying down a layer of kind of a bluish color as a base, sculpting in all the highlights and letting the watercolor pool as it would like, and then I'll be coming back in with a darker color to give the costume more of a black look with kind of a blue reflection or highlight with a whiter highlight on top of that. So it becomes a process of layering and blending of color, which is a great thing about watercolor, is that it is malleable and you can move and push the color around with more or less water as you desire. So it really is just kind of it's been really fun experimentation and just playing around with the shapes that will come from the brush tip, with the water, with the paint, those different elements coming together, and how you can move the color around. You can move the the paint around with extra water and let it take these weird shapes, especially as it dries. It's interesting to see how it changes as it dries. So I haven't done much watercoloring um, since graduating from art school. So I just kind of got back into watercoloring this year, and it's definitely a lot of fun. So just a little bit more about the charity. Like I said, it's for the St. Jude's Children's Hospital. Mike Nagan, who runs the Artist Alley at the Chicago convention, C2E2 in the spring, and the New York Comic Con here in the fall, has he sent me an email asking if I'd be interested in contributing a piece, both at the Chicago show and here at New York. So I was happy to contribute at Chicago, and then more than happy to create something new here for the New York show. And they're able to raise some really good money. I mean, they're getting up into the tens of thousands of dollars. So every little bit helps. So we appreciate all the comic fans that come in, support the charity, and they walk away with a piece of art. And there are a lot of great artists contributing cool pieces of art. So follow the link below and you can see a lot more of the pieces that will be available, whether it be original commissions or like the one I'm doing, or comics pages from an actual printed comic that you might be a fan of. So there's a lot of cool stuff. I'm sure one or more of your favorite artists have contributed a piece. And if you're at the New York Comic Con, make sure you're there that Saturday, October 13th. Check the schedule for the time of the auction. I think it's around 7-ish, and see if you can put in a bid and help a great charity and walk away with something. Here I'm doing a color, a background wash. It's just coming in with lots of oranges and purples and a lot of water to create the shapes, move things around, and really experiment. And that's the fun part about the background, is that it can just bead and flow as naturally as it wants to or needs to. And I would dab to lighten up areas with a paper towel if necessary. And then here in the inking stage, I'm using the Pentel Pocket Brush Pen for the hair, because I really enjoy how it creates a flow to the hair and the shapes the brush tips creates. Also using it for some contours there. Then for the finer details, like in the hair and especially the face, I use a Pigma Micron marker, usually a 0.5 for initial contours here on this piece, maybe a 0.8. But then for finer details on the face, I'll use a 0.1, like here on the eyelashes, and a 0.05 for the really finer details. And unfortunately, the art slips out of camera frame here when I ink the lips and the cheekbones, and a little bit more on the eyelashes, but there we are, we're back in frame. So I apologize for that. Yeah, now I'm just coming in here and just really just finishing it off with the inks over the type pencils. So I've found this new Carol Danvers costume to be fun to draw. I know it's had mixed reviews from the comic fans. A lot of fans prefer Carol's previous costume, the kind of the black one piece with the boots and the gloves and stuff, but and the longer hair. But this more traditional kind of superhero uniform, I found it to be fun to draw. I really like the buttons on the boots and the gloves. The sash tends to be, I think in the comics, is a bit shorter, and I took a little artistic liberty and added the longer sash, like from her previous costume. It creates more flow and more to play with. And I like her shorter hair. I know it was much shorter in the initial release and promo release, and I think fans rebelled against that a little bit, and so they lengthened her hair a bit more. But I like the shorter hair. It gives her a different look. But I know the longer hair is very popular and also creates a fun design element, especially when she's flying and moving about through the air. So that's understandable. But I find this piece really fun. And wrapping up the inks here. Thanks for watching this video. This piece will be available for auction at the 2012 New York Comic Con. Check the program guide or the link below for more information, and please help out the St. Jude's Children's Hospital. Thanks for watching, and I appreciate it, and I'll see y'all at the New York Comic Con. Find me at Artist Alley, table Y2 with Andy Lanning. Thanks a lot, and take care.